Our new CBS News poll found that registered voters in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania believe that they would be financially better off if Trump wins. How do you explain that?
Going to be careful because we're talking about registered voters. We're talking about a candidate now, obviously the former president who's now a candidate. I got to be mindful of the Hatch Act, and so can't speak to that specifically. But what I will say more broadly is we understand what Americans have gone through. We understand that the pandemic was a heavy, heavy burden on Americans. We understand that Putin's aggression into Ukraine caused inflation to rise, right? Pandemic caused inflation to rise, caused damages to the supply chain. And so that's why the president took action. The American Rescue Plan obviously was incredibly important in turning the economy around, dealing with the supply chains. And we also understand that prices are still too high. They're still too high. So this is why you hear us talk about junk fees. This is why you hear us talk about lowering prescription drugs. It is important making sure that big corporations and billionaires pay their fair share. And so we're going to do more work, and we're hoping that message gets through to the American people. That's why you've seen the president in New Hampshire, in Las Vegas, in Madison, Wisconsin, laying down that message directly to the American people. But there is a contrast here. There's a stark contrast to what we see, what the president has been doing, this administration, the Biden-Harris administration, and what Republicans are trying to do. They literally put out a budget that cuts Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and gives special interest groups, billionaires and corporations, a tax break. The president doesn't believe that. So that's what I will say. I have to be really mindful to not speak specifically to that poll, but more broadly, that's what I can say, and we understand what Americans are feeling right now. That's what we're trying to do more.
Is the president frustrated that despite the fact that he continues to say what he has done, that some Americans are not feeling the impact of his policies?
Look, we have seen some consumer confidence go up over the past couple of months, and I think that's important to note. And so that is out there. That data is out there. Look, we're talking about a president who understands what it feels like to sit around your kitchen table and have to make difficult decisions. We get that. He gets that. This is why he's trying to build an economy from the bottom up, middle out. He's been very, very clear about this. This is a sympathetic president, so he gets it. So he's not going to be frustrated by that. What he's going to do is continue to do the additional work to lower cost and do everything that we can there, and to go out there and speak directly to the American people. I think that's the most effective way to do that.
Just one quick follow-up on Jeff and Mary, and correct me if you are
Jeff and Mary.
Jeff
and Mary. I'm sorry. Your colleagues. It felt like Jeff and Mary. Oh gosh. All right.
So
I do know who you guys are. Right?
I'm sorry if I missed this, but is the answer no? The administration has not been in touch with anyone at Columbia.
I don't have any readout. I should have answered that in. I believe that was Jeff's question. I don't have any calls to read out to you of conversations with any university leaders at this time. Obviously, the president's going to go speak at Morehouse, and so we've been in touch with them because he's going to deliver a commencement speech. He's looking forward to doing that. It is such an important moment in time for graduates, and he's going to go obviously to West Point. Those are the two that he's doing. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Thanks, Corinne. I wanted to go back to last week. The administration announced that it was again delaying.
Last week.
I know. All the way back a few days ago. The administration announced that it was again delaying a potential ban on menthol cigarettes.
Yeah.
What do you say to critics that say this decision is prioritizing politics over health outcomes? And can you give a timeline for this decision to actually be made?
So, look, Secretary Becerra obviously put out a statement on this, I believe on Friday. And I'll say this, look, the rule garnered a lot of attention, historic attention, and during the public comment period, obviously. And so we got an immense amount of feedback, and this is including various comments and feedback from civil rights organizations and also the criminal justice movement. And we want to be really mindful to that. And so obviously there's more conversations to be had, and we have to really address the concerns of civil rights leaders, and also the criminal justice leaders, and also the many, many Americans who wanted to make sure that their voices were being heard. And so it's going to take more time. I don't have a timeline. This is an OMB process. They're going to run through that process, and we just want to make sure that we deal with this significant policy issues that are in front of us right now.